All right, let's dive right in. Ever have one of those moments where you're like, how did they even make this thing? Like when you're holding a smartphone that's practically a supercomputer in your pocket.
Happens to me all the time. It really makes you appreciate the complexity hidden beneath those sleek designs.
Totally. And speaking of hidden complexity, that's what this deep dive is all about. We're talking about microelectronics, smart manufacturing engineers, the masterminds who bring these gadgets from concept to reality. And to help us unpack all of this, we're tapping into RoleCatcher's in-depth career guide, which is like a treasure trove of info on this.
And it's not your average assembly line stuff anymore, not even close.
Yeah.
This is Industry 4.0, AI, robotics, the whole shebang.
Oh, so not your grandpa's factory floor, huh? What
Right.
does that even look like in action?
Think AI-powered systems that can spot a microscopic defect on a circuit board in a heartbeat, way faster than any human ever could. Or picture a team of robots working in sync with human engineers, putting together incredibly intricate electronics with insane precision.
Whoa. Okay, so less soldering iron, more algorithms and data analysis these days.
You got it, but you can't forget the fundamentals. These engineers need that solid foundation in both the digital world and the physical manufacturing processes. You might be writing code for a robotic arm 1 minute, then troubleshooting a piece of equipment the next.
Talk about a multi-skilled gig.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher really digs into that whole skill set thing. They even get into specific industry certifications that can give you an edge.
Yeah, those certifications are like a badge of honor in this field. Like take IPCA 610, for instance. It's all about making sure electronic assemblies are top-notch, from soldering to how components are placed. It sets the gold standard. Having that on your resume shows employers you're serious about quality.
So basically, it's like the black belt of circuit board assembly.
Yeah.
Got it. But what about someone just starting out, fresh out of college? What does that career ladder look like? RoleCatcher seem to have a pretty good handle on that, too.
They do. You might begin as an entry-level engineer, maybe doing some of that hands-on assembly and troubleshooting we talked about. But get this, even at that early stage, you could be programming collaborative robots. Imagine putting that on your very first resume.
Okay, no, that's impressive.
Definitely eye-catching.
Yeah.
Then, as you gain experience and know-how, you'd likely move up to a junior engineer role. More autonomy there, optimizing those automated processes, maybe even brainstorming with the design gurus to make sure new products can actually be manufactured without any hiccups.
So you're not just building stuff, you're figuring out how to build it better.
Exactly.
So climbing those ranks, more responsibility, becoming the guru of these super high-tech production lines.
That's the idea. And that path often leads to becoming a senior engineer where leadership skills really come into play.
Leading the pack. That's already a pretty intense job, right?
It is demanding, no doubt, but incredibly rewarding too. At that senior level, it's not just keeping the daily operations humming, it's about shaping the whole manufacturing strategy, long-term vision, sustainability, the works. And in a field that's evolving so rapidly, you're always thinking ahead.
So you're not just building for today, you're anticipating what's next.
Exactly. That's why RoleCatcher stresses continuous learning in this field. It's not enough to just coast along with your degree. These engineers, they're going to conferences, taking courses, devouring industry publications, even connecting with the experts on social media, just to stay ahead of the game.
Always learning, no resting on your laurels here. But with all this AI and robotics, it does make you wonder, are these engineers worried about, automating themselves out of a job?
It's a question a lot of people have, and RoleCatcher tackles it head on. They argue that while automation's changing the game, it's also opening up a whole world of new opportunities. Someone's got to design, implement, and maintain all these sophisticated automated systems, right?
So it's not about replacing humans, it's more like augmenting their abilities.
Now you're getting it. Working smarter, not harder. Using AI to crunch massive amounts of data, spotting patterns that would take humans forever to find, letting robots handle the repetitive, high-precision tasks. This frees up engineers for the big picture stuff, the innovation, the creative problem-solving, all the things that need that human touch.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's get practical for a sec. Someone's ready to jump into this world. They've got the skills, the certifications, the drive. What's the job market actually like out there?
Well, RoleCatcher doesn't sugarcoat it. It's a competitive field, no doubt about it.
So like cutthroat competitive.
It's more that the bar is high, which also means there's huge demand for skilled people. Companies are on the lookout for talented microelectronics, smart manufacturing engineers, and they're offering the salaries and benefits to prove it.
So it's a good time to be in the game then.
You could say that, but landing your dream job, that means acing the interview, and that's where RoleCatcher really delivers.
Oh, yeah. What do they have? Like a whole interview prep section.
Oh, you better believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just generic advice either. They've got this treasure trove of potential interview questions, from the usual tell me about yourself to seriously specific technical stuff about manufacturing processes and industry standards.
So you can walk into that interview feeling cool, calm, and collected.
Exactly. They even give you the inside scoop on what interviewers are looking for in your responses. Like, it's not enough to just list off technical skills. You've got to show them you can solve problems, communicate clearly, and that you're genuinely passionate about this field.
So it's not just what you know, it's how you think and how you talk about
You
it.
got it. They even have pointers on tailoring your resume and cover letter to really make those key skills and experiences pop.
Like having a secret weapon.
Right.
Like they've practically handed you the keys to the kingdom.
Right. It's clear they want people to not just get a job in this field, but to really make their mark.
Because it's not just about working on an assembly line, it's about being part of something, I don't know, kind of groundbreaking, right?
Absolutely. It's about contributing to these advancements
Mm.
that have the potential to, well, change the world as we know it.
Yeah, we really got to acknowledge how much microelectronics affect our lives these days. It's way beyond just smartphones and computers. Think about it. We're talking life-saving medical devices, self-driving cars, heck, even the tech that might take us to Mars someday.
It's crazy, right? It's so easy to forget how much we rely on these tiny little components, these
Yeah.
intricate circuits that power our whole modern world. And behind each one of those components, there's this whole team of brilliant engineers who made it a reality.
The unsung heroes of the tech revolution beavering away behind the scenes.
Exactly. And what really gets me about this field is that it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the people creating it. Those problem solvers, the ones who just have to innovate, the ones who always want to push the boundaries, it's inspiring.
They definitely sound like they have a massive impact on, well, on everything. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one big takeaway you really want our listeners to walk away with?
I think it's this. The future of technology, it's being shaped right now in labs and on factory floors all across the globe. And it's not some faceless corporation making all the decisions, it's individuals. People with passion, people with bright ideas, they're the ones driving that innovation. So if you're even a little bit curious about this field, don't ignore that dive in, learn more. You might just surprise yourself.
What a fantastic point to end on. And hey, maybe one of our listeners will be the next microelectronics smart manufacturing engineer to make a huge discovery or bring a life-changing device to the world. If you're feeling that spark, remember RoleCatcher has a ton of resources to help you get started. Don't hesitate to jump in. This has been an awesome look at a field that's, let's face it, only going to get more important in the future.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks for having me.
The pleasure was all ours. And thanks to all of you for listening.